Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Dan United. Welcome. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Friday is here yet again. And more importantly, Manchester United are back tomorrow. Kev, how are we feeling?
You know what? I'm confident again. I've managed to watch the press conference now, and I hadn't seen the little comment, the question about. Do you remember when Sean Dyche told you, if you played 4-4-2, you could win these games? I hadn't seen that bit, so I've watched the press conference now. So it was very. I think he was quite calm in his answer with what he said. He said, "Well, maybe he's right. Maybe we might have won more games if we played 4-4-2." But I hope they do play 4-4-2 Forest. I think that's what they played last time, isn't it? Pretty much 4-3-3 or something. So
it's just classic, isn't it? The backtracking was just something else. Well, you didn't see everything I said because later on in the video I said, whatever. He was
whatever, Big Sean. It'll be a tough game. Because there'll be. I think that manager bounce does exist for sure. That's definitely a thing. It will, but. Whether they're good enough to beat the improved Man United team and the confidence that we've got now, I'm not sure.
Where does this manager's bounce exist? Because they had Big Ange. I was still waiting for that bounce.
He didn't get a bounce. It obviously doesn't happen to every manager, but no. There's always a bit of difference with somebody coming in, and I mean, I don't know. We'll see. They're not ripping. They're not like ripping it apart now. I mean, I know they won in the Europe, but it was, as I keep saying, it was 2 penalties.
You do like to remind us about that. You do like to remind us.
2 penalties. It's 2 penalties. But you know what? You see the thing. My mentality of that is, if we'd have won our last games by scoring 2 penalties in each game, they'd have just gone, well, they're not scoring from open play. So I mean, anyone can score getting penalties all the time. But so that's just the way I think. But what comes around goes around. What comes onto us, I'll put back onto other clubs as well.
Oof, you sound like it as well. You sound like it.
Miserable.
Look, it's one of them. Look, we can forget for now. We forget about Brighton. We forget about Liverpool. We forget about Sunderland. Tomorrow is just as big, if not bigger, than the games that we've already had. Because tomorrow we can go out there and get our 4th win in a row. And I'll go through the comments. Don't worry, guys. I won't forget you. Team-wise, obviously, I reported it yesterday as it was released from Amorim that we know Martinez wants to be there. He's being held back, which is a good thing. But I just wonder if he's going to change the team up again tomorrow, Kev. I just wonder if we're going to change.
There's been rumours, hasn't there? There's been some rumours that he will. That maybe Sesko won't start. I think is what I'd heard.
Sesko not starting, and then potentially, I think the big one will be Maguire coming back in because Chris Wood up top. We know he's a big boy, and we know how he likes to play. We know.
Well, I think did he not say that Maguire was a doubt? I think he said Maguire was a doubt.
He said that he needs to work hard to get back into the team because he's been missing. But I'll be honest with you, I think the way that they play, you have to look at Harry Maguire being the sort of player that is going to be good in aerial battles. We know that Sean Dyche absolutely loves to lob that ball forward. I think Chris Wood's injured, Isaac's saying. Well,
yeah, he's not been playing, I don't think, yet.
It changes everything, doesn't it? But I still think with the team that we're playing, with the way that Dyche plays, it wouldn't surprise me if we reverted back to the 3 of Maguire, De Ligt and Shaw. Now, we know Shaw suffered in his words. This was in Amorim's words against Brighton. He suffered, but he should be okay for the weekend. What I'm enjoying here, Kev, is and I'll ask you this. I'm enjoying seeing us play a consistent team. And that has helped us get to where we need to be. That it has everything to do with the fact that consistency is now in this Manchester United team. And Isaac's in the chat, and I'll go through a couple of things.
I think
what I wanted to quickly say is, what I wanted to just quickly say is, 6-7 weeks ago, Nottingham Forest would have said it's just United. Now, how the tables are turning. United are the informed team. Nottingham Forest are 3rd bottom. Is it as easy as it looks, Kev?
Well, I think there's positives and negatives too. Are the fact that we're just playing Premier League. I know the FA Cup will come and everything, but just playing the Premier League because, and it's been highlighted basically in the Liverpool match and the Brighton match, is that there is basically the subs are not ready when they come on, because if we were playing more games, then there's more opportunity for him. It would have to, it's not opportunity, would have to change the team. It would have to rotate, have to put the players in They're up to game speed quicker when they come on than a sub. So it's positive and negative in that, because it does give us the opportunity to play a settled team. But then that means that the subs or the fringe players are not getting starts in any of the other games. So when they come on, like Dorgu and Xerxes, they're not quite on it because they've not had any minutes or not had enough minutes. Maybe not necessarily Dorgu, but he's just a young lad. I know Xerxes not particularly old either, but because they're not getting minutes. So maybe that's a little bit of a negative towards us only playing once a week. But the positive is that we do get a settled team, and you don't change a winning team, do you? Nobody changes a winning team. That's bonkers. Because if your name would be on a slot if you did that.
Well, I mean, Amorim's done it as well, mate. Amorim's done it as well. We beat Liverpool. Then we went to. I appreciate it was enforced changes when it comes to us playing the last time against Brighton. But what I would say is this: what Manchester United have tomorrow is they have two variations. We know that now. We know they've got two variations,
and everybody does. All the other club, the opposition does as well now.
They do. But at the same time, everyone knows how City are going to play.
No, I mean that's a good thing. The other teams can be a bit more afraid of us now because they go, well, they're not just playing one way; they actually can switch it up. And Shaw's coming right out to the edge of the box. De Ligt's coming right out as well. They're creating a 4 at the back at sometimes and 5 in the midfield at some. That's got to be difficult for any team to play against when you're not quite sure how. You know what it's going to be a 3-4 whatever, but how it goes in the game, that just changes constantly, and that's changing depending on how the game is, where the ball is on the pitch, where the players are, the opposition players are. So that's what I've really liked watching the matches back again. I have a bit of time now, so I have watched the matches back again. I've watched a bit of analysis on YouTube and all the rest of it, and that's when you start to see. You go, actually, it is good that we can change in game a lot better, and I think he's always wanted to do that. But the players weren't catching on to it. They weren't really understanding it. Looking forward to tomorrow. And we've got a decent record against Forest as well. So,
well, we have, and we've got it all to do because, as I say, tomorrow we've got this weekend the fixtures that are out there. There are a lot of teams around us that are playing each other. And that can only bode well for Manchester United. That can only bode well for the fact that we can now hopefully get the win tomorrow and take advantage of getting more points on the board and getting that gap just that bit bigger between us and the chasing pack. We don't want to come out the blocks and obviously knacker ourselves out halfway through the season and get false hope. But I just kind of feel like now when we look at Manchester United, there's not an expectation, and we should not, as Manchester United fans, sit here and say, well, it's Nottingham Forest, they're third bottom. We shouldn't be doing that. But I think what there should be is an expectation now on Manchester United players to continue to perform how they are. We know that the substitutions in the last game against Brighton were the ones that let us down. We know that up until then, United were in control. So that's another aspect of the game that now I think Rúben Amorim's going to have to tweak. Like you said there before, Manchester United players aren't playing a couple of times a week. So, yes, there is maybe that ring rust of people coming onto the pitch, not having many minutes. But my question with this is, it's simple. Can Manchester United go out there and really, really lay down a marker tomorrow and really, really put Nottingham Forest right to the sword here?
I really hope so. They've got it in them. We know it's got it in them. I mean, take away the 2 daft goals we conceded, and that's, what an obvious thing to say. That's 4-0. And I was hoping for something. I was hoping for us to get 4. So we scored 4 goals. And that's, are we saying Brighton are playing better than Forest at the moment? Probably that's a reasonable thing to say. I know there's some Forest fans in. I can see the names there. But, what I hate is I'm not going to go at another team that we're just about to play against because I hate the comeback if it all goes to shit. And Forest, they did have a good season, and they're not doing well. And I've watched them a couple of times, and I didn't think they played particularly well. But that's another week of training with Sean Dyche, however many days they've trained this week with him. So, you never know. We could see a little bit of a change from Forest, or we could see a bit more, input emphasis from Sean Dyche and the team and everything. But United on a good run, we're on a good high, and Amorim, again, in the press conference alluded to, everyone seems up for it now, and there's a lot better environment in the training, a lot better feel in the training when the players are coming into the club. They're all, so this little fly flying about. They've bonded a little bit better and everything like that. So, And it is. I mean, it's dead simple, fundamental things. It's just good for morale when you're winning games. Of course, it is. Like, I know we're not talking about Liverpool. It's not a Liverpool stream, but they're gonna really probably struggle against Villa, and because the mentality of, oh man, we're just not doing very well. That gets in your head. You know, we've both played football. We've not played elite football or anything, but it gets in your head when you know your team and your teammates, you're all struggling as a team and you're not sure where your next win's coming from. Well, we've had 3 in a row now. And I think there's good odds that we'll go and get a 4th, even if Forest play. And it's the games we've played as well. Like, we played Liverpool, a really good team. They had 10 million chances against us. Everyone said Brighton played better than us, even though I didn't see it. So, you know, we played good teams as well, and the spirit was there. So I'm more confident now that our heads won't drop if we concede an early goal or something like that, or it starts to go against us a little bit. I think that there's more confidence in the team that we can still go on and get a goal and come back in a game, where I didn't the last couple of years. We just haven't had that in us at all.
Yeah, I agree. I concur. Let's go through some of the comments. So, evening to Carl. Good to see you, mate. Chappie, great to see you. Isaac says, we won't score more than 1, I don't think, to be honest. And if we do, it'll probably be a set piece. Team-wise, I go the same 11 as the last game. No reason not to, says Carl. And Chappie says, because it's Halloween, it's Dan and Kev too, so I've been called worse. Well, good to see you, my man. Really good to see you. And also, as he says here, make sure you are liking and subscribing if you're enjoying the content. Helps the channel out a lot. I was going to burp then. A lot. Gregory says, perhaps we as fans should trust our manager, Rúben Amorim, to know what he wants to ensure team improvements. We do. I don't think we've said anything. Don't think we've said anything to suggest otherwise there. And Isaac might dip in and out because he's on the train. Dan, good to see you. Thank you very much, brother. I'm feeling a lot better. And look who it is, Anthony. Good to see you.
Anthony.
Hope you are well. Hope you are well. Isaac also says, honestly, I think you might be surprised when you see how shit we actually are. We've been there, haven't we, Kev? We've been there.
Oh, yes.
Johnny says, Forest have like 1 win all season. It was first game of the season against Brentford, wasn't it? To be honest,
Nuno was in charge.
Good performance and a win. Their goalkeeper is a shell of the player he was last season. I expect us to score at least 2 goals, a minimum. And 6 losses in a row not considered a crisis yet? Well, it isn't in the English media, as we all know. Johnny says, if Forest went with a midfield 3, I might be able to see them hurt us, but Dyche is probably going to go with a 4-4-1-1 with Gibbs White twerking for us like he did in his interview. And Amorim is still on fraud watch, says Wahaha. Wahaha, come on. We're riding a wave of a high at the moment. We're riding with a wave of a high. We can't be looking like that at the moment. And no, I think Dyche will go with a midfield 3 again like he did last time, says Isaac. Now, here's the thing, Kev. Cunha, Brian, last game. Exciting. So exciting. Are we wrong to expect more of the same tomorrow? Are we wrong to really think that we can go and push on another gear now? Cunha, as we've said in the week, he's got that first one. You know, it's off his back now. He can now enjoy his football. I fully expect them to go there full of confidence, and I fully expect them to go there and hurt Nottingham Forest. Now, we've been used to a Nuno Nottingham Forest. That's the only Forest we've played in the last couple of years, who have been very, very rigid at the back, but hit you on the counter with the pace like a Langer. It's so different at Nottingham Forest now that we can't even really sit here and say, well, they'll play this way, they'll play that way, because they're on their 3rd manager, and it's not even November yet. So Manchester United, what I'm asking here, and chat, I'll ask you the same, and I will put in the poll just now what you think the result will be. Do Nottingham Forest have the ability to surprise Manchester United tomorrow, Kev?
Well, of course, it's football. Of course they have. That's just football. That's just the nature of football. But the reality is I don't think it'll happen. I don't think they'll score. I think United will get a clean sheet tomorrow. The thing with Brian and Cunha is, and it goes sort of in line with a couple of comments that Jason Wilcox made in his interview. I don't know whether you've seen the interview of Jason Wilcox. So he's talking about not just buying the star players. They're not just looking for star players. We're looking for players that have got the right mentality to come and play at Man United. So Brian's got his goals. Cunha's now got his goals. They're not just going to sit back and go, I'm meant to be here. These 2 boys want to be Man United legends, and they're going to keep going and going and going. So they're not going to, I don't think they're going to start sitting back now going, look, well, I've got my goals now. Look, I've played really well. Everybody knows what I can do, so I can relax a little bit. I don't think they will at all. I don't think Amorim will allow them to be like that, and they will want to impress and continue to keep impressing. And there is, I mean, the drop off is a little bit for replacements for them if they start to not play as well, but they'll still know that the challenge for places at United is always good, a great challenge to get into the team, because there is players that can come in and want to do a good job as well. But they've got the right mentality to just keep pushing on. And as with all the other teams we've played, they know who Brian Mbeumo is, they know who Cunha is.
And that goes both ways.
Oh, they're playing really well as well.
That goes both ways as well, though, Kev. It's like the players at Manchester United know who they are as well, and I think the players at United are really starting to trust them, and really starting to trust that if they need to get further up the pitch, look for these two lads. They're going to cause trouble. Give them the ball. They will do things. I think the earlier games, the lads were still sort of working each other out, I think, in some aspects. Whereas now you're seeing that fluidity with them. And look, a happy Cunha, honestly, is a beautiful Cunha. A happy Brian is a beautiful Brian.
I'm going to highlight a difference as well, Dan. I'm sorry to cut you off there, but I think that there's a differences with Bruno. I think Bruno now is understanding he doesn't need to try and do everything. He doesn't need to try and play every single position.
I think it's not too early. Do you think it's too early?
No, that'll always be his mentality. Of course it is, because that's just Bruno. He's, I've seen interviews with him. He says, "I'll play in goal. If you put me in goal," he just loves to play football. He wants to play, and when he gets frustrated, he can't hide all of that stuff. So we have to accept that about players that we've got. Cunha's a bit like that. You can see when he's frustrated. And that's fine, but I think early on, Bruno still getting used to, as you were saying, players getting used to each other. He's still trying to run around all over the pitch. He's still trying to play Cunha's position. He's still trying to play Mbeumo's position. He's still trying to play up front. He's still trying to get the assist. He's still trying to do all of this. But now he's understanding that he can give a bit of trust to these boys now, actually. And he's probably, when was the last time he had players around him that he could give trust to like that?
We spoke about that at the start of the pre-season, didn't we? Where we said that Bruno has had to be the person to create everything for the last 5-6 years. And now what you have with him, if he will let it, as you say, if he will allow people to do the same. And I think he's starting to see that with Cunha. Cunha going on those mazy runs, holding the ball up, winning the free kicks. Brian just absolutely battering players on the outside, cutting in. I think he has to understand his role with it now. It's a weird one. I'm going to put it in a poll in the chat, actually. What will the result be tomorrow? United win, Forest win, or a draw? I've got this down as a Manchester United win. And the reason I'm saying that, I don't think we can be foolish to sit here and say, well, United can win this, but United must win this. These are the teams at the moment, with the greatest respect to Nottingham Forest, these are the teams that United have to beat if they want to propel themselves into European football. It's as simple as that. We've got a lot of it's hilarious now. You're starting to see all of these mainstream media pundits have started to say, yeah, United could get Europe, actually. They're all starting to get on the bandwagon, which we knew that they would. Yeah. Manchester United need to shut that noise out and just concentrate on playing on who's in front of them and taking the points from them. Forest are waiting for a resurgence. We've been waiting for too long for that. I think tomorrow, with what we've got, with the variations of the way we can play as well with this now, I genuinely think even if we went with the front three, the revolving Mount, Mbeumo, Cunha, I'd feel confident. If we go with Xerxes, I'd be confident. For me, I think we still go with Xerxes. Not Xerxes. Sorry.
What are you saying? What are you saying, Dan?
Wahaha's going. Come on. No, Sesko. I think we go with Sesko tomorrow. I want Sesko to have another crack at getting a goal. He got an assist in the last game. I thought he was really good. Tomorrow, let this guy carry on. Let him get that run of form. I don't look at this Forest team as a team that I go, we're going to have to change up here to try and get the best of them here. I think we go out there and we just put them to the sword.
And I can see in the bottom comment there, Wahaha saying, we better not drop him. I wouldn't, if he doesn't start, I wouldn't see it as him being dropped as such. It's horses for courses. It's playing a team that he thinks is going to be the best team to play against the Forest defence. So, it's not like, oh, you didn't play well, so you're not in the team. It's like, well, I'm gonna. This is the way we're gonna go and get. We all need to get on board with this. Like that. The same with Mount. I don't think it's dropped. He was a bit injured, and he wanted to play a different way. So, I would like Sesko to start, but if he thinks with Mount and the false start and all the rest of it, that'll be the best way against Forest. I've not watched in depth all Forest's last matches. So I've not been in the United's TV room watching it with him and sitting going with his coaching team and going, right, this is the way we need to play. So I don't know what they've seen. They might have seen something where they go, I think we're putting Mount again tomorrow, and we bring.
Well, Isaac says that they've got no fit senior fullbacks except Williams. We're weak out wide defensively at the minute. So for me, that would make perfect sense to let Brian and let Cunha absolutely dominate and get that big man in the middle, tear him on the outside, and utilize it in the middle. Let's go through some of these comments quickly because I'm very much. I've not been reading.
Because we rattle too much down that one. Well, rattle too much.
We do. Wahaha says, "Did you not forget? Did you forget the Europa League final already?" I did. I do, and I'm moving forwards. That's the only thing we can do. Somehow, says Isaac, our form from the last 7 games in all comps is better than Liverpool's last 7. I mean, that's just incredible, isn't it? That says it all. Chappie says, let's not get too confident. Remember, every dog has their day. Well, let's not hope it's tomorrow. Let's hope the dog's having his balls clipped tomorrow. Rob Taft says, take advantage of tomorrow. Spurs away will be tougher. It will be, but Spurs is only 2 losses in the league this season. Are at home, I think. Anthony says 2-0 to us. Dice will park the bus, but we will have to go over the top to the big lad. And do you know something? Before I carry on with the rest of the comments, and I will, Anthony makes a good comment there. Even if they want the over the top, we've seen that we can do the long ball situation. We've seen that we're happy to do that and pick up the second ball. Wahaha says we have the ability to not unlock their defence, but I'm hopeful because our front three, we have a sorry, hang on a minute. Have I said we have the ability to not unlock their defence? Okay, but I'm hopeful because our front three have been great in the last game. They absolutely have. Cunha does like a goal against Forest as well, by the way. Johnny says we have to score early because if we do, Forest will have to at least slightly open up to attack. I've got 4-1 for this game. Wow, okay, 4-1. I like the confidence. I love that. Because even if they do sit back all game, as Bournemouth showed, Forest are garbage right now and in set pieces, we now have a lot of physical players. That's why I think Harry Maguire, if he's fit, will get the nod. I've gone through that one with Isaac. Is Morata playing? I don't think he is. Ben says, evening all. Late tonight. Honestly, I bought so much bloody sweets for kids trick-or-treating and no one's bloody come. I didn't realise you had to put something out there. So I've got this full bowl of bloody sweets, spent like 15, 20 quid on it. And I'm on a diet now, so it's going to be hell. Rumours of a surprise start tomorrow doing the rounds. Mount, Mainu, I think the surprise start would be Maguire. I think out of all of them, I think it would be Maguire. A few months
ago, Mainu would be a surprise starting?
I don't see it. It would make no sense. Why now? Do you know what I mean? Especially with Spurs coming up. With us playing 1 game a week, I can't see why he would all of a sudden go, right, here you go, Mainu. There's your start. I'm not sure. Anthony says, a few months ago, I was worried about this game under Nuno. They were really good. The big Greek did us a favour. He's done the whole Prem a favour, I think, with that. Williams would probably be around 30 million, maybe. I know a lot of people are sort of sniffing around some of your players there as well. Akko says, let's win by 2 goals or more. We need goals. We do need goals because we're only on +1 at the moment. What do you think this is? The Dan and Kev show? It absolutely is. Absolutely is. And Akko says we can finish 4th on the table after week 10. And this is the thing. I'm so excited now looking at the table. When I'm at work and I go, oh, check the Prem. It's so nice to see us in the European places.
You can see us, yeah.
You can see us, yeah. You'd have to scroll down. United are definitely putting the moves there. Now, at the moment, make sure you get your votes in. What is the result going to be for Manchester United tomorrow? I've gone with a United win. I believe Kev's gone with a United win. And at the moment, 100% of you are going with Manchester United win. I'll be very interested.
You want some stats?
Hit me with some stats.
114 games we've played, all in all, not just including all various leagues.
What, this season?
Yeah, 114 against Forest we've played. 114 games in total against Forest. That's outside of the Premier League as well, when it wasn't the Premier League. United on 54. Forest 36, 24 draws. Premier League era specifically in the Premier League era, 10 wins, 2 draws. 10 wins for United, 2 draws, 4 losses. and goal differential of +28.
Do you know something? That stat surprises me because
Can I give you a notable? You want a notable fixture? Forest 1, Man United 8.
Is that Ole Gunnar
1999?
Ole Gunnar Solskjaer with the
just go on and have
yeah. No, he got 4, didn't he?
Yeah, 4. Yeah, but he's got hat trick and 4 goals.
And what was the what was the information that Fergie gave him? Just hold the ball up top. But I tell you something. What's interesting is you saying how many times we've played him. I'm like, I don't know why, but I forget Nottingham Forest were out of the Premier League for so long.
Yeah,
because they're such a
not many, is it?
They are such a reputable club. They are, I mean, I know obviously they're going for it at the moment, but they've won the European Cup twice. That obviously Brian Clough. We've got all the history of the club. You don't expect it to be more, but that's football, isn't it? That's football. Sophie is in the house. Queen Sophie. Hope you are well. Dice ball return. It's at Nottingham Forest. I'm just lazy. I always put it United first. But yeah, she's right. United must win this, to be fair. And make sure you smash the likes up, people. Hit the like button. And by the way, we are so close to seeing 1,300 on the subscribers. Make sure if you're new, you hit the subscribe button. It helps me get up there. I'm sick of seeing 1.29 at the moment, so make sure you do so. Carl says 3-0 at least. Wow, okay.
I'm going for a clean sheet. I'm saying a clean sheet, I think.
You're going for a clean sheet? Okay. Gregory says, I predict United 3-0 win. Okie dokie. I'm ready for you. I'm ready for it, Sophie. Come on, Sophie. Let's hear your prediction, because you fell foul last week, and I come looking for you in the chat, and you weren't bloody here. So give me your prediction. I'm gonna give you my prediction. I think Manchester United will win tomorrow, and I think it'll be 3-1. I'm going 3-1. And do you know what's important? Take away the 1 a second. Do you know what's important, Kev? More goals. Yeah. Let's get these lads used to scoring goal after goal.
We've got the goals now. We've been getting goals. So goals, it breeds. That's what it breeds. That's what I said that ages ago. Start of the season when we first started doing these watch-alongs. We need to start scoring goals, and we need to start, getting a bit of momentum. It just breeds. It just breeds within you. You just know you're going to score. I want to get back to watching Man United and going, well, I know we'll score. We'll score anyway. We're 2-0 down, but you know what? We'll score, and then anything can change once you score. So I want to get back to that feeling, and I think I'm getting very close to that, or pretty much there. I think we'll score, and I think we'll win, and I think we'll keep another clean sheet.
Another clean sheet. I love that. Here we go. The prediction is in from Queen Sophie. Here we go. 4-1 Manchester United. Some would say on Halloween that's a shocking prediction. Shocking. I love that. Thanks for the reminders, says Gregory. 2-0 win, says Mark. 5-1, says Wahaha. And Anthony says, I'll take that happily. Carl says, needs to be a win as rest of the family support Forest, lol. Do you have a Goldbridge at your house for Sunday? I'm only joking. If Mark ever watched this. Lol. Crazy to think, says Ben, that the opening game versus Arsenal, arguably one of the best performances we've had, just lacked goals. If we'd have won that, we'd have been joint top. This season at the moment, with where Manchester United are, has come down to fine margins. If we hadn't conceded against Fulham, and if Bruno would have scored the penalty, if we'd have scored the penalty against Brentford, all these if, buts, and maybes, they all add up into where United could have been. But I'm seriously content with where Manchester United are at the moment, Kev. I wasn't expecting it, and I think
it was just hope. It was just hope that we could be where we are. We were just hoping.
What do they say about hope?
It's good.
It's the hope that kills you, they say.
Hope is good.
It kills you. And do you know something? Johnny comes in with this, and I think Johnny is where I'm at. I hope this doesn't bite us in the ass, though. When I'm confident about a game, I'm usually regretting it by the end. I am not. And I am
confident about the Brighton game. I was confident about that.
We were actually.
We were going to win that game. So, no, I think we'll win. I think we'll win. So I've heard some people saying, at least 2 people saying that potentially the way the other teams are playing, and they're obviously discounting Sunderland and Bournemouth for some reason. I'm not sure why. Sunderland, one of the teams got a lot of AFCON players that will go off.
Sunderland, they got like 9, so I think.
They're already saying, I think Man United might be Arsenal's biggest challenges for the title.
I mean, look,
A little bit of pressure.
Let's not get too far ahead of ourselves.
These words have been said out loud that's in the media. That these pundits, these people that have played the game, they're saying these things. I think it might have been Jamie O'Hara. I think it might be, there might be Man United.
Jamie O'Hara is the biggest. He's one of the biggest clowns in football. Have you ever seen him on that dating show in America where he's like, "Yeah, I've got to tell you a secret. I'm actually a really famous footballer." You are not a famous footballer.
Really famous.
You're absolutely not. You're famous for being chucked out. Well, absolutely laughed at in the Big Brother house. You were an absolute joke. Gregory says a second clean sheet for Saint Lemons. Lemmy, ace of saves, would help build our young keeper's confidence. He looks confident as well, and I do think going into this game, I think what we've already got here, which is pushing United's confidence in these matches so much more now, is we know we have a goalkeeper that can absolutely do the bare minimum, the basics, and it just shows, Kev, it shows how much it helps having a keeper that can do that.
Yeah,
I think
it's fifth game now. Fifth game it will be. Will this be his fifth?
Fourth. His first game was the win against Sunderland, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, first clean sheet. He's letting 3. I'm trying to think. He's only letting 3 goals. I mean,
it's not bad going away to Anfield and conceding 1. Yeah. The Brighton one was. I'm not going to analyse it.
The free kick was the free kick, but the second goal we should have done better with that.
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree. Dice ball is pants. I agree. 4-0. Ben's going. 3-0 goes Dan, and Wah says, "You know what? I think I went too far. 5-0. 5-0. 5 or 6 individual errors cost us games. We could have been flying. Again, it comes down to the bare necessities. We're not below here. It comes down to those fine margins. But Manchester United tomorrow absolutely have the option here. They have it within themselves to go and lay that flag down and say, right, we've done our bit. Your lot's turn now. Come and attack us. Come and try and catch us up. Carl says good times are coming. Sophie says, I say a high result because most of your attacking players can shoot outside the box and Dice is 10 men in the box. Rob Taff, yes, look at this. Rob Taff says, hit those like and subscribe buttons. For the win! And then all the colours of the rainbow on the thumbs there. Love it. Isaac says, 5-0 would be heavier than the defeats we've had under Ange. Surely it won't get that bad. I feel so sorry for you, Isaac. I really do, because start of the season you weren't chirping. You were quite hopeful though of what could happen. It just shows what football can do for you. AFCON, if Cameroon qualify, will smash our right side. And Buemo, Ahmad, Maz starts in December. I think we've got plans for that in the January transfer market. But you know what? I'm not going to say too much. Did everyone see the video of Wilcox being interviewed? He was a top professional, a Premier League winner, a top guy, and a fantastic addition to Manchester United. He's done really well. Done really well. I'm intrigued to see where we go with him, to be honest. And Aina isn't meant to be back until December. I think he just signed a new contract as well for them. Okay, then. Okay, Kev, what did you say your score prediction is going to be?
3-0.
3-0. So I'm going to go. I went 3-1. You've gone 3-0. So we're both going for 3 goals. Ben says, heard today McTominay is open to United. Return. No.
He's 29. He's 29.
Yeah, I agree.
He's 29 in December. So no, we don't need McTominay.
I hear why you'd say it, Ben. He's been incredible there. But guys, what I want to know next then, before we close, is.
And I like McTominay, by the way. I did dislike him. I do like him, but we're not taking him back. You don't go back. Never go back.
I love him.
Jack Reach will tell you that. Never go back. And no, he's 29 as well. He doesn't fit our profile of players.
No, absolutely doesn't. It's what's stopping us going for a few players, apparently.
Yeah,
I want to know.
The German lad. That's why he's not coming.
Stiller's 24.
No, not he's playing in Germany. What's the 35-year-old striker we were talking about in one of the streams?
Oh no! That was Lewandowski.
That's why he doesn't fit the profile either. So crazy.
No, I agree. Who is going to be the first goal scorer tomorrow?
Well, that's very tough to say then when we don't know the lineup, because I would like to say Sesko if Sesko starts. Big Ben, ding dong. So, I'd like him to smash one in.
I'm going with a different one.
Are you going to say Delict to somebody like
that? No. I'm going with good old Uncle Cassie. I am. I'm going with good old Uncle Cassie tomorrow. I think we'll get the first goal. I think it'll be a dead ball. Let's see some of them. I mean, a lot of you are going Cunha, to be fair. Hang on a second. So Isaac says we were in a position to have a good season, but behind the scenes disruption destabilized it all. We know how you feel.
Isaac, you're just giving me more and more confidence about tomorrow. Any sort of nervousness I had was draining away.
Come 5 o'clock tomorrow. We'll be sat there going. We'll be sat there going, "What the fuck happened?"
That's what he's doing.
Oh yeah, we've been accused of that before. 2-1 United, says Chappie. McTominay is awesome, but not better than Cunha or Brian. I agree. I adore old Scotty, but I can't see him in the current side. He wouldn't fit in it now, definitely not. Cunha, says Sophie. Sesko, Lemmy assist, says Anthony. Cunha, says Akko. Gregory says, imagine Semi Le Mans earning 17 clean sheets this season the way David De Gea did in his last season at Old Trafford. It'd be incredible, but I think we're a bit way off that. But I love the excitement that we've got with this lad. I really do. Dan says Cunha, first goal scorer. Johnny says Mbeumo. Run me a Mbeumo hattie. My FPL looks tasty. Haha goes Big Ben. Ding dong.
Ding dong.
I say. This is. I'll be honest with you. I'm going to sound really selfish here because you all know I love Manchester United, but this has really pissed me off. The only Boxing Day fixture is Man United. And it's the fucking night that the next Stranger Things installment comes out. I'm fuming. But of course I'll watch United over it. Of course I will. Also, Dan says, Isaac, I have a few questions. First one is, how much do you think Baleba is worth? Kev, do you want to take that one?
Not what he was worth when we were looking to buy him the first time. But they'll probably still try and get the same. They'll probably still say he's potentially still there. So probably less than 50 million. Currently, if we're going to buy him currently, but no one's going to get him for less than that. Brighton are still going to ask for a stupid money, aren't they?
I think we get him. I don't think we get him any less than 60, 70. I think his stock's dropped so much this season, but as you say, he's still got that potential. His ceiling's still high. Yeah. He's having a bad season, and I think you can attribute a lot to it. For Brighton fans saying he's having a bad season because of his head being turned, and his head has been turned. I do think his head's been turned.
I watched a bit more of profile and a few more clips and bits about Anderson. I got to say, I think he might be the player that we need. Actually, I think he might be the player that we. I mean, to just slot into that England team so easily and do so well for England. His stats for England as well have been pretty impressive for someone to just go in and play in the England team. So
I agree.
Yeah.
Akko says, I don't think Casemiro will start. Oh, he will. Uncle Cassie will start. Don't you worry about that. There are 3 things in life you can be sure of: death, taxes, and Uncle Cassie getting a start in that midfield. Sean Dice has been talking some smack. Beat down tomorrow. If you smell what Uncle Casemiro is cooking. I should have ended the show with that, to be fair. It's going to be one of them ones everyone predicts high and it ends up 0-0. Don't say that, Queen Sophie. Ben says De Ligt header first goal. Brian will score, says Chappie. 40 to 50 million, says Anthony.
Very good. First goal.
All games or no games on Boxing Day and Geordie Tears. We will rip yous apart. Sophie, just hang on a sec. Just let's not do
Sophie,
that.
You can't be saying that already.
We'll wait a few more weeks with that one. We'll wait a few more weeks with that one. Akko says he's under 50 million. I've said 45 since the summer. Dan says I was going to the United game against Newcastle. Now they've changed it. I can't go. Really pissed off. F Sky Sports. I could have said that, to be fair, because I said all of them already, hadn't I? Looking forward to Boxing Day. Will be a cracking game. Get Stiller reminds me of the fantastic Tonali. Tonali's world class. Excuse me. Isaac says, so 60, 70 million for Baleba. How much for Anderson? For Anderson, I think, do you think more? I think 60 million for Anderson. And
I think maybe 70, 75 probably for Anderson. He's just going to keep getting better.
I think what helps us with Anderson, and not to be disrespectful here, Isaac, is he's in a team that is struggling, and he will want to play in the World Cup. He's just got an England squad. I think if there's a time where United go in there and put not a cheeky bid in, but put a bid in to see what Forest are saying, I think now's the time to do it. And Sophie says we have a fully fit squad after next international. How do you know that? You're not after the international break yet. Anything can happen.
These women can read minds. Remember that, Dan? Women can read minds. They know everything.
Can read my mind.
Women do know everything.
What else have we got here? I don't know why so many people are so shocked about Anderson. I'm not shocked about him at all, mate. I thought he was.
I just didn't know anything about him. I didn't know a lot about him, and so it's not until you go and actually do your own a bit of research and see what it's all about that you go, oh right, okay, because I didn't know anything. I wasn't saying he was rubbish or anything, but I just didn't know anything about him. Yeah, I never just go. You have to be a skeptic until you can prove and go and find something out for yourself. So I can't just listen to what other people say and say, oh, he's really good. I go, okay, let me go and see how good he is. But when you see the stats and everything, then yeah.
I've got to have a little nibble at Queen Sophia. Before I do, Ben's come with a great one. If you smell what the lit is, that's great. That's better actually. That is. Yeah. Okay. So Queen Sophie has said Anderson 80 million, I reckon, and if we go from he comes to us. Yeah, how's that gone for you this season with you going for players and us going for players? We know. I know he played for you.
They're still deluded. These Newcastle fans. The players will pick Newcastle over Man United. I mean, how many times do we need to prove that to be not the case?
It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. But guys, I'm
sure you're going to love to go back to a club that let him go as well. That's great, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, for PSR spin as well. Right then, so we'll end the results for the poll. It's 94% are saying Manchester United win. Now, guys, I want you to go and enjoy your Friday night. Tomorrow, we have Manchester United against Nottingham Forest. Make sure you get your rest. Make sure you get ready. We are ready. You should be ready. And more importantly, we hope Manchester United are ready. We will catch you both. We'll catch you both. We'll catch all of you tomorrow. 2:30. Yeah. Have a great evening, guys, and take care. Kev, anything from you quickly?
No, come on, United. Have a good sleep, everyone, and get your heads on. Get into the game. Get focused. We're on it tomorrow.
Excellent. What better way to end it? Dan United, Kev United, Man United, Brian Brigade, Anderson coming to United. See you later, guys. Uta!